Welcome to Loup TV. I'm your host, Gene Munster, along with Andrew Murphy. Our topic today is high speed, the highly anticipated Apple iPhone event next week, be October 13th. Mark your calendars. Andrew, there's been a lot in the blog sphere about anticipation and I think a lot of leaks around this. Specifically, there's 4 new iPhone 12s. That would be iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 12 Max. This is similar to what they've done in the past. All 4 of these are 5G enabled. Andrew, when you think about that lineup, what jumps out at you?
Well, there's something for everybody. I feel like just a few weeks ago, we were on Loup TV talking about how Apple segments the market, and here we go again. We noticed this pattern of the company segmenting the product line and offering features and price points for everybody. And this year,
masterful, by the way, at the
league,
upsell. They know exactly how to draw those lines to get a little bit more out of our pocketbooks.
Yeah, and inch us or motivate us up to the more expensive products. This year, there's a new entrant in the lineup with this iPhone 12 mini. To me, that provides those that want the smaller screen, smaller phone in their pocket, smaller form factor, but don't want to sacrifice on the features, power, and speed of the Pro line. It seems like this iPhone 12 mini is going to be a great solution.
Yeah, wasn't that just the SE? Wasn't that the purpose of the recently announced SE?
Right, but the SE has a home button and therefore a smaller screen packed in that small mini form factor.
Got it.
This I'm anticipating a full screen device with Face ID instead of Touch ID.
So the same outside dimensions as like the SE, but the screen will be fractionally bigger.
That's what the rumors suggest. The Mini has a 5.4-inch screen, which is a little bit smaller than today's 11 Pro at 5.8 inches and today's iPhone 11 at 6.1 inches.
And what do you talked a little bit about it before, but what do you make of this? We've been since fall, remember the day well, fall of 2014 when iPhone 6 came out, the first real substance increase in the size of the display. Now we're kind of going in the different direction. What's up with that?
Well, 2 things. If you look over the long arc, what I think is amazing is how Apple has built a software that can span those device sizes. I remember the first time they changed the size of the screen and the angst that caused in the developer community. Now we've got 4, 5, 6, and then iPads, of course, built on a similar OS where they've got software and the ability to build apps for every screen, and they've made it easy for developers, which is, I think, an advantage for the iOS ecosystem.
Makes sense.
Then, of course, there's just the hardware preferences for everybody. Our phones have become such an intimate part of our lives, and something we pick up sometimes literally hundreds of times a day. Seemingly extensions of our hands. Those small changes in the form factor make a big difference for people, and may be worth spending more just to have just the right features and just the right size in your pocket or your purse. So I think it's smart. I'm looking forward to it. I may be a buyer of this 12 mini.
Got it. Probably going to go bigger's better from my perspective. We'll see what we see on the 13th on that front. It's not just going to be about iPhone 5G. Obviously, the speed of that is a big deal. And I've been cautioning people for a long time that
are the carriers ready?
Yeah, I want to draw a line between the marketing hype from the carriers and the reality. The marketing hype right now is 5G ready by the end of this year. And I'm curious to see how Apple kind of walks this line, because the 5G that's available out there today is called low band 5G. This is basically going to be a small incremental upgrade in the download speed. They're going from 35 down to 50 down. That's not enough to get people really excited to run out and buy a 5G version of the phone. Where it gets more exciting is for mid-band 5G, and that's probably a couple years away. We think that's 2022. But that the average speeds are going to be about 250 down. So that's a measurable up speed from where 4G is today. So what we've been cautioning investors is to just have muted expectations for people running out and buying 5G because of the speed improvement in that first year. But over the full length of this upgrade cycle, which we think is going to be a 4-year upgrade cycle, I think that 5G will live up to its hype. And this is going to be a significant driver to Apple. I think this is the best play, Apple, on 5G. I would also mention, too, is that 2021 does have a measurable tailwind in the iPhone business, specifically the size of the pool of phones that are 3 years old or older is grown by about 90 million units over the past year. And so I think that that is going to kind of soften some of this dynamic around, is there enough real 5G out there? I think when you put it together, iPhone's probably going to be fine for next year. So just wanted to anchor people in that. Not all about the iPhone, not all about 5G. A couple other things next week. Andrew, iPod or HomePod Mini for $100.
HomePod Mini. Yeah, for 100. It sounds like we will see that HomePod Mini, a smaller device with fewer acoustical features, like fewer tweeters in the device, from 7 in the HomePod to 2 tweeters in the HomePod Mini. For me, that HomePod is out of reach. It's too expensive. So I think there is
$300 today
for a cheaper version, and you just put those all over the house and have whole house audio.
Apple's really missed the boat in the home speaker market. We estimate that they have about 5% market share of the global home smart speaker market, and it's just too expensive. I'm delighted to see them coming out. We'll be delighted with that $100 price point. The average smart speaker is about $70 today, so they're not quite at that average. But this is much more accessible, and thrilled to see that Apple's getting more aggressive there.
Curious to see too what software features they can deliver that are revolutionary over and against Sonos. They say they don't enter markets without being able to revolutionize and offer something truly new. And I'm curious what that is in the home speaker market, because I don't see it quite yet.
We'll be looking at which lexicons they open up for HomePod. They expanded them a couple years ago. Haven't said much more recently, but that would increase the utility of
integrating the phone and the HomePod more tightly is an advantage they have, and we'll see how that goes too.
Culturally at Loup, we lead with bad news. We're going to end with bad news here. There's a couple things we probably won't see. One product that I've been eagerly anticipating, which is AirTags. This is a tile competitor, helps you find your wallet, your keys, probably early next year. Not sure why that's being delayed, but still think that that is a big opportunity. I think those can surprise people over the long haul. I think this could be a product kind of a similar as
almost like
AirPods.
Hardware as a service.
Hardware as a service, that's a wonderful piece of it. Also, just the seamless integration to help us find things, I think would be helpful. And you may have to wait a little bit. Not there yet. And AirPods, over the years, AirPods may have to wait a little bit for that. So we're getting the substance of it with the iPhone 5G. And I think some of the other stocking stuffers, if you will.
Maybe one more thing. We'll see.
Maybe one more thing. Yeah. That would be wonderful. Can't wait either. We're going to report back after that. Until then, bye for now.